Here from Gravity, ladies and gentlemen, Semper. Coming in to try and even up this series against Root Gaming. Try and make that scoreline 2 games apiece. Down to the south, our Blue Terran player from Root Gaming, Kelazhur. Uh-oh. Proxy. The wait between games, it's eternal, says old Fredo. It's only 7. It is sometimes, isn't it? We do kind of, obviously teams have to get their next. It's one of them things in Team League. It's because, like, you don't know who the next player is going to be. You don't know the next map, so it's not like it's not like a usual best of where you know the next map. You load it up, you invite the same 2 players in, off you go. They've just finished the last game. They're ready to go into the next game already. No delay. It's not really like that, is it? So, we don't really see it there, so yeah, we do have a bit of delay between the Team League games, and that is why we do run the commercials between the Team League games, simply because we kind of, we may as well. There's no real reason not to, because otherwise it's just going to be me sitting here talking to you guys anyway, and it does help support the Team League, of course. What is that picture? I'm assuming that's what was linked in the chat. Oh, I saw that on Reddit like a couple of hours ago when I was between matches. That was a risky link. That was a risky click. A very risky click. Alright guys, so we've got this proxy coming in from Kelazhur, and you'll note that he did take a gas back at home. So this is just going to be a proxy repair, or proxy marauder actually from him, I guess. Let's be sensible here, Wardy. Proxy marauders, of course, something you can do. It's not all about the proxy reapers. And he's going to be up against a gas first, so a very fast factory from Semper. And there's going to be a couple of ways he can deal with this. Where's this SCV going? Just across the map? He's actually going to scout it. He comes in. He sees it. Semper sees his opponent is going for the proxy marauder and immediately starts a bunker on the high ground. Marine on the way out, and immediately this becomes very difficult to deal with here now for Kelazhur. And a little bit problematic in all honesty. This bunker's going to be hard to deal with, and well, first marauder on the way out. This marine is moving forward here a little bit. Second marauder not actually being started here. It looks as though it's going to be a very... Okay, that is the second marauder starting, and he's just about going to try and chase the first SCV there, but he loses his own SCV. This bunker's going to go up. He's not going to be able to get a single SCV kill here. He'll actually pick off one marine, and so, yeah, just misses the shot onto that marine there. And with 2 marauders, I guess he can still lift the barracks. He can still pick off the depot at the front here. Back at home, he will have the money to expand very shortly. And he's actually going to pop down his factory first, so as he gets that gas, he will do that. Did he get the concussive shells? Yes, he did. So you let that finish, and he's going to use that this barracks now to be able to pick off this first depot from Semper, and that will end up going down here. He doesn't have enough units to really turn this away, and actually moving that, kind of smart, moving that hurt marauder to the top side there, so if anything came down the ramp, it would hit the healthy marauder first, and make sure that damaged marauder had a little bit more life left in it. This supply block is something I'm surprised Semper didn't really see coming, and only just now does he start another supply depot, so that's a little bit weird for him to actually not really note that that was coming in. This barracks here is actually really cute. This barracks, if it really wanted to, could have maybe came in and tried to steal the tech lab. That would have been quite funny. But that's not going to be the case here. Banshee on the way with Cloak, and it's kind of a very standard follow-up here, honestly, from the from the gas first, and again it's a marauder opening like this one, because of course your opponent is going to be very limited on anti-air, and we see Kelazhur just adding on the engineering bay right now, his factory with a reactor on the way and a starport next to it, and we'll see what he's going to get out to try and deal with what he knows is an incoming threat of Banshees. So yeah, barracks flying back home across the map from Kelazhur. Viking on the way out, which is going to help him a lot against the incoming Banshee of his opponent. Semper with that cloak just over halfway done. And after the first Banshee, we do see a Raven on the way now from Semper. So this barracks is still coming back home here from Kelazhur, as he's just going to be able to actually intercept this Banshee. How long, Cloak? 7 seconds? Oh, this is going to be close, but he's going to fly into a turret, and that's not going to help his cause. Oh, he just manages to get the cloak in there. And going to go back, but this Banshee's already taken so much damage, it's going to be so risky for it to try and actually get anything else done. So this has been a little bit unfortunate for Semper. This Cloak Banshee gets denied immediately here, and Kelazhur is absolutely clutch with his Banshee denial so far this series, both in Game 2 and Game 4 now of this. This Banshee heading back home, and he will just be heading home and getting repaired up and probably sent out on another mission to try and seek out the death of SCVs. Double Viking production starts up for Semper, so he's really going to focus on holding the air control early on here, and he might go for some kind of aggressive push with a couple of tanks with that Viking control. So that's definitely a possibility. And then Vikings being reacted out, I mean, he is making tanks at the same time. He's got a Raven. It's actually a perfect setup here to be able to go for some kind of aggressive push with tanks and to try and just, you know, basically out-tank your opponent. If you have the air control, you can basically just sit there with, you know, if you have the air control, you can sit and you can basically just slowly prop your tanks forward, and your opponent has to burn scans to have the same vision as you. Kelazhur has followed all of this up with some Hellions though, and he has a medevac crossing the map with those Hellions loaded into it. So going towards here, the Vikings though do begin to intercept. The Hellions are going to begin to unload. They will make their way towards the mineral line, and this medevac will get cleaned out. But this set of Hellions is starting to get some work done here. So a few workers starting to go down. 3 killed in total. He's going to get at least 4. And oh, he messes up the target fire in there. 5 workers killed, and this actually puts Kelazhur 7 workers up in this game now, as we actually see Semper invest into some turrets right now, just in case of any Cloak Banshee follow up from Kelazhur. We saw him do that a little bit earlier, of course, follow up with the Cloak Banshees after the initial after his initial stage of aggression. Moving across the map though, it is time for the push from Semper, and this is what we were talking about earlier. This push across the map with a higher tank number, with that air control, it's so hard to deal with for the opposing player, because if, you know, how is he going to deal with, how's he ever going to break out of it? Whoa, well that's a good start. His mine here picks up one of these Vikings, and well, that'll lower the air control a little bit, but he's still 4 Vikings behind at this point in time. And of course a Raven behind as well, which will add in that PDD, which is quite a bit as well. Moving forward here, scan comes down, he sees these tanks, he actually forces them to siege up quite far away to begin with, which is nice. And he's got Stim about to finish actually, as these tanks move a little bit further forward with the medevac already out as well. These tanks are going to siege, he's going to Stim down the ramp, oh there's going to be destruction surely! He kills off one tank, he backs off. Whoa. Kills off one tank, he backs himself out of there. He lost quite a lot in the process though, and these tanks need to be so careful because of this one Cloak Banshee. You know, because that's still alive right here, Kelazhur cannot afford to have tanks too far forward, because the Cloak Banshee is something he cannot deal with. If he moves Marines far forward, the tank will deal with him. So it's a very difficult thing to deal with. As you actually see here, Kelazhur loading up some units. Is he just going to completely base trade? He might. He's going to send these either. Okay, he's just going to load. Just going to come in from a couple different angles, and he's just going to go for this in a moment or two. He's just going to stim in here and come in from behind. And well, there's only one tank siege up right now for Semper. Kelazhur needs to break out of this now. He's got +1. He has the stim, and here we go. He's moving forwards, and well, this Cloak Banshee, these tanks, well, these Vikings aren't going to do much help in the sky, and they are starting to go down very quickly now. The Vikings land to try and help out. The scan comes in, the Banshee will go down, and well, there's still some Vikings left, but they're going to get cleaned up by these last 2 marauders on the ground, and Kelazhur has broken out of the contain. There's a couple of auto turrets still available, as he's going to give chase to this Raven. He's going to get it, and Kelazhur cleans up absolutely everything. Semper is sent home. His reinforcements get word by telephone or so that the rest of the units up front have been taken down, and they're like, nope, 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 nope. They're getting the hell out of there, and Semper gets cleaned up, and wow, what a haul by Kelazhur. Now let's have a look at what Semper's gone behind this. I mean, he's going into bio. He's got barracks. He's got +1, but he doesn't even have a stim yet, and no stim started. That is 3 minutes plus now where he's not going to have a stim, and his opponent is, and Kelazhur already looking to take advantage of that. He has an upgrade lead as well, which will be nullified in a couple of moments, but then he will have that +1 armor advantage too, which is a very minor thing, but he's going to go into 2-2 a lot faster than his opponent, which will be a major factor here as the game carries on. And Kelazhur, well, the number of workers is actually quite even, but Kelazhur has this third command center building in position because he knows he's got map control of a more mobile army, whereas Semper going to have to build that third command center up in his main base instead, because he's a little bit worried about that. The Viking here is actually going to be able to pick off a medevac. Will try and escape, but the stemmed Marines might catch it, maybe, perhaps. This is the chase of the century, man. Firing these Marines going to come in. Surely. Surely, no! There you go, finally catches that Viking there. Cleans that up. A very even game overall, apart from the lack of stim by Semper. I still don't really believe he's not started it. I mean, he has a tech lab here. He has 100-ish gas. I wonder if he just assumes he already started it and thinks he already has it? In which case he's then forgetting combat shields. That's something which is already finished for Kelazhur as well. Scan from Semper reveals the third base of his opponent. A couple of Vikings just moving around this top left-hand corner. Very common place for drops to pass by if they want to loop around into the back of the mineral line at the main. We see a few units moving out through the middle. A single Marine moving southbound as well. And that looks as though wasn't about to be intercepted, but instead, he's not sure which way he wants to go. He's actually going to go over to the right hand side. No, he's going to go up to the left. And this Marine will be... are you kidding me?
Are under attack.
This Marine, man. Gravity simply going to lose that though anyways. Kelazhur cleaning it up. Third base landed now for Semper. Supply's still dead even. 2-2 though. Started for Kelazhur. Again, those upgrades will make a big difference. And no stim pack, no combat shields for Semper. But Kelazhur, I keep saying gravity for Kelazhur for some reason. Kelazhur cannot actually really attack into those tanks. He is, you know, with a set of siege up tanks, I mean, even with a good concave, I don't really think he can attack into it. He doesn't know his opponents forgot stim for so long. He doesn't. He could probably he can know about the lack of combat shields, but the lack of stim, that's something you can't really figure out here. As he scans, he sees the position of the tanks and realizes that they actually cover the left-hand side here quite well. So he's going to have to find another way in if he wants to try and get some damage done right now. These medevacs lift up 5 medevacs worth of units, and they could boost very quickly in towards this natural expansion where there is a tank, there is a bunker. But against 5 medevacs of units, is it going to be enough? Semper needs to start moving in here to do something about this. His tanks are going to start sieging up. I mean, it's kind of a weird position. He's actually dropped just outside the range of this tank. He's going to run up just outside the range of this tank. He's actually found the most perfect position to just completely bypass all of Semper's defenses right now. Kelazhur is starting to lay waste to the production lines of Semper. Now Gravity Terran player might be in a little bit of trouble now. Kelazhur scans over there. He sees there's a tank and a bunker to deal with. As this one tank, and well, Marine's actually going to start stimming in here. There's the stim from Kelazhur. He's just going to go and fight this. He does not have the better concave, but he does have better upgrades. He's 2-1 against 1-1 right now, and that attack upgrade will help those Marines out so much. Semper loses absolutely everything. And from having his opponent